and welcome back to the only live Monday through Friday lacrosse talk show on the planet. You are watching Daily Dive. It is Monday, March the 10th, 2025. I am your host, finally back again, Michael Carvelis in Guyton, Georgia. We are live on 12-ounce Sports via YouTube, Roku, and Fire TV. Be sure to subscribe to the 12-ounce Sports YouTube channel for other great shows and live sports such as D3, lacrosse, and more to come. On today's awesome show, we're going to get into game recaps, including the game that I was at in Duluth. I'll share my experience about that. I'm also this is going to bug me for the rest of the show. That looks a little bit better. But I'm going to talk about the game in Duluth. I don't know why I think was weird like that. And also the games this weekend. And nice to meet you in person, Kai, the goalie. Also, the Buffalo Bandits, they lost again. And this time, it wasn't pretty. And Nick Rose got the better of them. And it's also not a good trend for this team. 3 stars of the weekend, we'll also get into the best winning performances from this weekend, including a player from the game that I was at. I have to give credit where it's due. Without further ado, we want to first let you know this show is presented by tickets.12onsports.com. That's tickets.numbers12lettersozsports.com. Get your National Lacrosse League tickets for less by going to that website. That website includes every sport and all your favorite artist concerts, not to mention Broadway and theater tickets, not12onsports.com. Let's get into game recaps now. This, of course, is the image in Buffalo in front of 19,070 fans. That's the blurry background vision for those of you that are wondering. Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to first start off with the game that I was at, and then we'll work our way back up to that game in chronological order, as always. The game that I was at, and I'll maybe discuss this more tomorrow, was the Saskatchewan Rush defeating the Georgia Swarm 8-7 in front of 6,500 people. That's the Swarm's best attendance since last March, so literally a year ago. It was a fun thing for me. I wish I had the name of the Mexican restaurant I went to afterwards for those of you that want to go locally. But regardless, it was Grow the Game night. Very lively atmosphere, and Frank Scigliano didn't care. He just didn't care. He robbed the hearts of Georgia Swarm fans. I thought was the most amazing part about this game was the fact that the Georgia Swarm multiple times, and I said on the halftime interview with Cody Jansen via the Bull in Saskatchewan, the radio show. Great seeing Cody in action as well. But I wanted to mention that the Georgia Swarm tried a bunch of stuff in transition. They tried to move the ball around. They tried to do behind-the-back shots. Man, oh man, Frank Scigliano, just like with the fans, he didn't care. It was like anything you can do, I can do better. Like sometimes great goaltending stops great offense. It was absolutely amazing what Frank Scigliano did. He made 45 saves in what was a very low-scoring game. Brad Dobson, to his credit, did awesome, but the Georgia Swarm could not get it done at home. Rush win without Robert Church. So in games without Robert Church, they lost by 1 to Buffalo, and then they beat the Swarm in Georgia. No big deal. I believe they were like 2-7 going into the game in Saskatchewan, including the last time I was there. The Rush also lost that game, but this time they won 8-7. Brutal game for Georgia. It's a tough loss because you were right there. And the behind the backs were so bad. Kai the goalie saw it in person. He knows. All right, next up, we're going to get into the first game on Friday. Early Bird gets the worm. Shout out to Teddy Mackey Jenner, who were on play-by-play. I thought Mackey was awesome. She was a little bit nervous to start, but I think Mackey deserves a lot of credit for being up. Her and Teddy were great. They were funny. They were electric. Pat Gregoire was awesome on the sideline. Earned like 3 new nicknames And one of them, I believe, was the Honorable Jenner. That was fun. And also, I forget, I believe Cody Jamieson called him Big Dog or something. I don't want to misquote Jamieson, but it was hysterical if you watch that broadcast again. Halifax trailed this game 13-12 with 13 minutes left because Drew Hutchison came in the game and relieved Warren Hill. Now, Toronto, to their credit, as part of their 15 goals, they had 9 different goal scorers, which is a lot. For the Thunderbirds, they did have Christian Watts play. I'm glad that he's playing after his little social media rant that he went on a few months ago. He got to play because of a Randy Stott's illness. But Halifax's problem to me was not the fact that Troy Holochuk played a good game. He made 40 saves. It wasn't that the offense was the issue. They just made boneheaded plays in terms of penalties. There were, I believe, there was a bunch of penalties in the game, especially on Halifax's side. Just stuff that I'm like, why? Like, you are clearly the better team. At least that's what the general consensus is. And once again, my Wi-Fi is taking a dump because that's just what we do here at Xfinity. My point is, if you can hear me, I may not be the best video feed right now on YouTube, but regardless of that, my point is, Halifax, one of two things is possible here. Either Micah Kersey, his message is getting lost and he doesn't know how to control the team. The other scenario is he enables the BS. Like, at what point are the Thunderbirds going to hold their own team accountable? Like, this doesn't even apply to Tyson Bell or who was it? David Brock last year. He's in Las Vegas now. This applies to the entire team. What gives them the balls to just start roughing up? Dude, you're literally better than them. You should not be in a dogfight with The Rock. Troy Holochuk was not great by any means. He was the storyline because of no Nick Rose. But it was maddening seeing the Thunderbirds once again shoot themselves in the foot and no one else did it for them. I don't know how they keep doing it. I'm calling out, I'm saying it again, I don't care who hears this. Micah Kersey, fix it or you should be fired. I'm serious. At what point does their own team realize, hey, we got to play disciplined? Like, so many times in that game, you just had a chance to make a run and you couldn't. And it's your own fault. Like, how many times? Why? The constant unsportsmanlikes, the constant game misconducts. Dude, you either want to play professional lacrosse or you want to keep your day job. I just don't know what else to tell you. Every other Halifax game, something happens where a player, and again, this is not even the off the field like shenanigans. This is on the field play. Why give The Rock a million power plays? It makes absolutely no sense. It was frustrating to see that. They're too good for that. They're too good to play that undisciplined. I don't know who has to talk to them about it, but someone tells me Micah Kersey is not the answer. He's just not. I know lacrosse people don't want to hear that, but I'm honestly tired of it. You can't defend that. Come on, man. I thought, honest to God, I feel like Warren Hill played a good game. I mean, Drew Hutchison was great in relief, but like, come on, man. All right. Rochester Nighthawks, another team that's undisciplined. I love the constant revolving door of Las Vegas players that act like absolute like morons. Like, and again, I'm not taking personal shots, but you either want to work at McDonald's or you want to play box lacrosse. And Jake Elliott, in a much nicer way than me, alluded to that on the broadcast with AJ Cannell. He's like, Sean Williams even said, like, he will replace guys. And now Sean Williams, to be fair, allowed Landon Kells to get his butt kicked for, he waited until the guy allowed, 15 goals? Like, I don't care if you think Justin Getty is not the answer. Landon Kells is also not the answer. Like, sometimes providing the jolt, like just, hey, bench the guy for a few plays. It's not going to kill Landon Kells to sit down. And again, you also might find out he's not the problem. So why not try to find a solution instead of like, well, like how many times is Sean Williams going to sit there on the sidelines looking like this with a pinstripe suit on? How many times? I watched so many Vegas home games where fans are showing up. The offense is not terrible. Now, some games they're awful, but it's like, come on, man. Like, Gagliardi losing his ever-loving mind. Like, what was that about? And but my point was showing with the Landon Kells thing, it's like, dude, hands in your pocket, chewing gum, nothing. Nothing. Like, maybe his coaching style is not animated, but something tells me Sean Williams has to do a little bit more than what he's been doing. God forbid the trades he's made, that aside. Like, you can't let Landon Kells take 37 shots when he allows 15. Even if it's not his problem. You have to address, like, okay, just like Micah Kersey, to his credits, actually did when he let Drew Hutchison in the game. You're not saying Warren Hill was playing bad, because I don't even think Micah Kersey believes that. But why not give Justin Getty a stinking chance until it's far too late? Come on, man. Like, your team is bad, but they're not that bad. Don't wait till the game's 6. It was like, what, 16-5? Yeah, the Vegas blew a 4-0 lead. But you're down 16-5. By that point, it's too late, man. Too late to pull the goalie. But yeah, hand in your pocket, stand around. I don't know, man. That's not the coaching style that I would be confident in, but I'm also not a player. Connor Fields, 6 goals, 5 assists, 9 loose balls. I feel like they took a loose ball away from him, but that's okay. Also had 1 cost turnover. Ryan Smith and Graydon Hogg, 4 goals each. Adam Poitras was awesome. By the way, 34 penalty minutes for the Dogs, to my point about coaching for Las Vegas aside. But this was all about the lack of pulling a goaltender. Like, come on, man. Give Justin Getty a chance. Next up, Warriors took on the Seals in a game that, once again, our good buddy Cooper Perkins was electric. And him and Nick Casello, just amazing at calling those late games. Again, if you can stay up for those games, please. It's amazing what they do. But no, basically, the San Diego Seals, I mean, like, this game should not have been as close as it was. And shout out to Vancouver, like Kurt Milwaukee, for getting the team, like, for coaching the team as well as he does. Connor O'Toole relieved Aiden Walsh, and Connor O'Toole was locked down until the very end. Wesley Berg had 4 goals, including an amazing clutch goal like he always does. But, yeah, Vancouver fought back, but San Diego proved better in the end. I just felt it was a little bit too close for comfort. But, hey, in front of 4,100 fans, you got to provide a spark somewhere, right? Ha, ha, ha. That's mean of me. All right, next game we're going to get to is the Calgary Roughnecks walking into Buffalo and just telling the fans, like, was there anything? I don't know if, like, Calgary players were deaf that night, and this is a good kind of deaf, because they didn't care who was there. They didn't care if a million, like Hollywood actors were there. They didn't care if the paparazzi was there, even though probably both of those might have been true. Guys, it was special what Calgary did. Nick Rose even said the team gave him confidence, like the Calgary Roughnecks, to help exercise his own demons. The game was close late. It was only 10-9 at the end of the third quarter, but Curtis Dixon and Jesse King were amazing. Shout out Justin Anasio, who doesn't get enough credit. He had 22 face-off wins compared to just 10 for Connor Farrell. Also had 14 loose balls, which means he was clamping that puppy. And Nick Rose did make 43 saves. But yeah, this is the first of a back-to-back for the Buffalo Bandits against the Roughnecks. So that should be very intriguing, just like the Seals game is going to be. But I'm very excited to see how this game goes next week. And, of course, I'll talk more about this game in the next segments. Now, the final game that preceded the one that I talked about, of course, first, the game that I went to with the Swarm, is going to be the Philadelphia Wings got swept by the Albany Firewolves as they lost the game. The Wings did 12-10. What's very intriguing about this Wings game that I think is standing out, in my opinion at least, is the fact that the Philadelphia Wings had allowed 2 empty netters with like 2.5 minutes left. I was like, whoa. Like, literally, if you don't pull the goalie, the game is tied 10-10. So that was actually impressive to see. Alex Simmons had 4 goals, 3 assists. The Dyson Williams and Brandon O'Neill thing happened again. Both of them scored no goals. Both of them took more than 10 shots. Dyson had 4 assists. Brendan had 4 assists. So there you go. Like I said, the empty nets. But it's another one of those issues where it's like Philadelphia had the chance to at least split, and you getting swept by Albany puts you now at 5-7. Not a great look, man. It's not a great look. Because the fact is, now what you got going on is you've got the you've lost the Firewolves, and I'm not saying like that's necessarily like going to make or break you in the standings, but what might happen is now you're like stuck. Like you've got a bad tiebreaker there, even if it comes down to something else. Like sometimes like those matchups matter, and now of course you guys losing to the Albany Firewolves twice. Maybe that's why the Wings missed the playoffs. I don't know. I'm not saying they will. Their offense is too good, but that ain't going to cut it, man. You can't lose to Albany. I don't care if Albany was getting back on track or not. Albany at this point is 4-9. So you saw an Albany team that was 3-9. You couldn't slam the door. Not a good thing. We come back to the show. The Buffalo Bandits might be in trouble? Question mark? We don't know. Don't go anywhere. I know you won't.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
Need tickets to that next event? Well, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got them with soccer anywhere in the world. Tickets to any venue, any sport. Want to go to NCAA or NFL football matches? We've got them.
Yeah.
Baseball at every level. Every Power 5 matchup is available. Don't forget, costumes and paint are optional. What's that? You want to go to Broadway? We have those too. Want to jam out? Every concert, every artist. That's right, at 12 Ounce Sports, we've got the tickets for less. 12ozsports.com/tickets. That's 12ouncesports.com/tickets.
Welcome to MyBookie. You're ready to create an account and start making money. And we're here to help. And remember, you can get a bonus of up to $1,000 on your first deposit. Now you're ready to bet. Just go to mybookie.ag, visit the sportsbook, click on your bet, and input the amount you want to risk or win in the bet slip. Yes, it's that easy. Just remember, at MyBookie, you play, you win, you get paid.
America, get back on track with Dust Pods Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water. Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Reminder that we have an audio-only podcast version of this show. Head to Spotify and search Daily Dive. And yes, I'm one episode behind. Actually, a couple episodes behind on that now. But I don't get paid to upload that stuff. We only get money off the YouTube and 12 on Sports here. So no, I'm just saying. Alrighty, now let's get into it. I apologize for this not great graphic here. I was kind of scrambling, trying to wonder why the heck Twitter's down, but whatever. Alright, this is the best I got for now. So, it's going to do the trick, and I'm going to tell you why. Folks, there's an issue here in Buffalo. Maybe, and it's not like a big issue, but I've kind of said on Twitter a couple times, and now it happened again. The Calgary Roughnecks, as I did say in the game recap segment of this show, smacked the Buffalo Bandits in Banditland without Dane Dobbie. Dane Dobbie, how's he doing this year? Let's check the stats on that. What is it, over 30 goals? I think it's over 30. But websites? Okay. So Dane Dobbie this season, let's verify. Yeah, 31 goals. You got smacked with a team without that guy. I'm not saying Curtis Dixon, Jesse King, etc. not having great years. I'm saying that's a major person to be without, and you allowed 17 Buckaroos from that team. Now, this is a trend ever since. Let's rewind here. Toronto Rock led the game 5-0. I know Bandits came back, but that was a thing. And that, come on now, the Toronto Rock led you 5-0 pre all these trades happening. Rock were dead to rights. You guys were a far better team. You did come back to win, thank God. Seals beat you. Seals without Zach Currier lost by 1. The Saskatchewan Rush, without Robert Church, lost by 2. The Roughnecks, without Dane Dobbie, smacked you on the road. You have been, I'm going to say it, and no one's going to want to hear this, but if I'm the Buffalo Bandits, my last 3 games, I have had the luxury of having 2 newborns, and wherever Dane Dobbie was, probably that injury he had, I'm not going to speculate. I didn't look at the stuff pregame. I was driving 4 hours to Duluth. My issue is, you have played your last 3 opponents, and they have been without a major piece. You have either squeaked by, or you've gotten smacked. I'm not saying the Bandits might still be the best team, might not be. My point is, what's going on? I'm not going to say the Bandits are taking it easy, because that wouldn't make any sense. What's going on here? I'll tell you, and this may not be the most glaring issue. I know people aren't going to want to hear that. I remember the San Diego overtime game like it was yesterday. And you were in Banditland. The Seals somehow tied the game anyways. But you, the Buffalo Bandits, were still the Buffalo Bandits. And for some odd reason, the Buffalo Bandits stopped moving the ball. That was weird. Stop moving the ball. Okay? For some reason, you, the Buffalo Bandits, tried to play hero ball. And this is why, once again in sports, it is so hard to three-peat. It's one of the reasons why Michael Jordan fans love shoving that at LeBron fans like myself. It's so hard to three-peat despite the fact that Michael Jordan was an expansion era. That's a topic for another show. I bring that up to say, look what happened to the Chiefs. They were so good until they weren't. And games like the game against Calgary is why it's actually pretty impressive. The sports books have the Bandits as massive, heavy favorites. Like you have to bet like 1,000 feels like to win anything. So are the Bandits to a point where they're so good they have to like suffer some adversity again? And I'll say it again. I'll be one of the vocal ones. I feel like Buffalo Bandits personally are a team that has a roster that 20 years from now, we might wonder, how was all that talent on that team? Because if the league does succeed and start making a bunch of money, and their salary cap does get a little bit more strict, we're going to start wondering, oh, okay, this team might have been a little bit stacked up. Folks, I think this was actually a good loss for the Bandits. And I know people are going to say, you want to win them all. Yeah, no crap. We're also not professional athletes. And I think even professional athletes are at their own mercy, are at the mercy sometimes of, they're never going to admit it, even in their own brains. Sometimes it's good to suffer a setback. Because all the times you skated by teams, you had the blowouts in the beginning of the season, that was awesome. But then when you started skating by the Rock, and skating by the Seals, and skating by the Rush, it's like those losses to San Diego, the loss to Calgary. I'm not saying you get swept by Calgary. What if Buffalo dominates at Calgary next weekend? You'll see my points. Now, for my sake, I hope it happens now. But it's something where it's like, okay, take a step back. Now we can microscope ourselves again. I'm not saying John Tavares didn't do that, but little things like setbacks matter. For some reason, the human brain likes it. It's like, I like overcoming crap sometimes, even though I may not admit it to my own self. My brain, it's like the human experience is a learning one. And that's enough of me being philosophical. But yeah, that's what I feel like happened here. I don't think I can blame any one part of the game or any one part of the stretch here. I just feel like it's good they lost again. And now it's like, okay, buckle up, we're back. And they might be back. Or the trend might continue. I doubt it will. I just also want to have fun with the graphic. All right, when we come back to this awesome show, we're going to wrap it up with 3 stars. Kai, the goalie, says we took an L yesterday to a team we should have never even been close with. Whoa, that's a hot take, sir. He's also a big Swarm fan. Rusher are good. And they've also been through their own adversity this season. We'll be right back. 3 stars is next.
Don't go anywhere. Daily Dive will be right back.
You need tickets to that next event? We've got them. That's right, tickets.12ozsports.com. Get you to any sporting event, concert, theater event that you can think of. And the promo code 12OZ or ROME gets you an additional discount. Don't feed the massive ticket corporate machine. Go to tickets.12ozsports.com and enjoy the show. America, get back on track with Dust Pod's Performance Stabilizer. When applied to roadways, it kills dust and strengthens the integrity of the road. Easily applied by mixing with water, Dust Pods is the future in polymer stabilization. Call 1-833-DUST-PODS or visit dustpods.com today.
Daily Dive is back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yes. Oh, that's not the right one. Yeah, so I'm ticked off right now because of the fact that Twitter was down until it wasn't down. And so I finally made the thing. I'm so pissed off with that. I live on a social media app. Anyways, tickets.12onsports.com. Get your tickets for less. And help out 12 on Sports in the process. Thank you. I had a media pass though, so I did not actually pay for my Georgia Swarm tickets. The buddy I was with though did buy a Georgia Swarm hoodie, so we were supporting the game there. Kai the goalie, as you saw on YouTube, but for the viewers at home, for the listeners at home, he said he was talking about the team that he played on. I hadn't even known that yet. I had forgotten to ask Kai the goalie if his team won on Sunday. I know they won on Saturday. They did not win on Sunday, so I'm sad, but good for Kai the goalie realizing that he's going to be better for that. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I'm slow. All right, 3 stars of the weekend. This show stinks sometimes. 3rd star, the man I watched, Frank Scigliano, Papa Skiggs. I really tried to yell Papa Skiggs. Listen, for the record, I am a fan. Like, at the first half, I was doing my media stuff. Second half, I was locked in with the fans down low. And I was trying to say, hey, good save, Papa Skiggs. That's what Del Bianco calls Frank Scigliano. He didn't hear me, which I didn't figure he would. But, great game for him. 45 saves. Second time making it this weekend. And the Rush get a big road win, again, without Robert Church. Second star is now a 3-time winner this year, Connor Fields. Sock trick. 5 assists, including 4 primary/first assists. 9 loose balls, which I swore was 10 a couple of days ago until they changed it. And was 1 caused turnover. That'll do, Connor Fields. You're like, Michael, the next guy's not going to have better stats, and you were correct. But the next guy did not play Las Vegas. He played Buffalo. Curtis Dixon, Superman, decided to drop a sock trick on the Bandits' heads. Also had 2 assists, both primary and 4 Lucy's for good measure. I love Lucy. Second time Curtis Dixon has made it this year as well. But no, Curtis Dixon, it's funny. The 1 week I take him off my MVP ballot, and he goes crazy. What do I know? It's unbelievable. Thanks a lot, Curtis. He still hates me. All right, regardless of that. Thank you so much, folks, for tuning in to this awesome show. Reminder to go to Daily Dive LAX as you see above your screen there, or top of the screen, not above, because that would be like wherever you're sitting in front of. But check that out to see our socials, other content, and of course our shop. You can also see our merchandise at our shop by going to dailydivelax.creator-spring.com. I appreciate you guys again for watching today's show. Had a great time in Duluth. Those people are very accommodating, and of course, you've seen the stories on my social media. I'll probably talk more about that game tomorrow, my experience as a whole, and the people I got to meet that I can share the conversations about, like to you guys with, or about. Whatever. I think that made sense. Thanks so much for watching today's show. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, 12 on Sports. This has been Daily Dive. Bye, guys. Have a great day.
Thanks for watching Daily Dive. See you next time.